Hi, beautiful brothers and sisters. I'm Kiro. Thank you for being with me in this beautiful moment. And today I want to talk about sex, yes, and sexual energy because it's very, very powerful. Sexual energy is life energy, and we can learn to cultivate it. So, us men, especially, lose a lot of energy when we come. That's why soccer players and all kinds of sportsmen are not really allowed to have sex the day before or a few days before an important game because you lose energy and you can lose focus and get more tired. And but we can learn to cultivate this. And when I first heard this, I almost didn't believe it. And we men can learn to separate the orgasm from ejaculation, so we can actually have several orgasms just like a woman, without waiting in between. We can have several consecutive orgasms. And it is done by separating the orgasm and the ejaculation. So the orgasm is actually very healing for us, for our bodies, emotionally and physically, very healing, has a lot of benefits. And the ejaculation can have it too. If instead of letting all that life energy out, we cultivate it, we have an ejaculation inwards, flowing through our spines up to our head. So we're literally filled with life. And I heard about this and I was like, that's probably really difficult. And my friend said, well, as long as you think it's difficult, then it's going to be difficult. And I was like, you're right. It's easy. I can do it. And I decided to try. And I got this book called The Taoist Secrets of Love and Cultivating Male Sexual Energy by Mantak Chia. There's a version for females too. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, this book starts with talking about sexual energy, Kundalini energy, life energy, and the benefits of cultivating it. And then it has a few actually exercises. I only did a couple of them. I actually didn't even finish the book because I managed to do it within 10 days, I think. And at first I couldn't really enjoy it because I was too focused on the breathing and what muscles I had to contract and whatnot. But with time, after a few times, I started really enjoying it, and I didn't lose life energy. So instead I started feeling very creative, feeling full of energy, full of life. The best thing about it was just feeling like full of life, grateful to be alive, having a lot of energy for my daily tasks, for working out, for work, for anything, being creative, being just excited, instead of just feeling down. And I feel like when we have very low life energy, when we're sick and whatever, that's when you start seeing things very negatively. But when you're full of life energy and just excited, enthusiastic, entheos, it comes from in God, in Greek or Latin, I forgot, but enthusiastic, entheos, filled with life energy. Just you see everything so beautifully, and you get excited about everything, and when you don't have a lot of life energy, you're like, oh, do I want to do this? No. Maybe I want to do this. No. And you don't really feel like doing anything, and that just sucks. So now we have a way of cultivating our life energy. It's really powerful. Women, you don't lose as much energy when you come, but you also can have several different types of orgasms, from what I know. I haven't read the book, but it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be similar. I think it's called Healing Love Through the Tao, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy by Mantak Chia. And you can have one type of orgasm that also makes you lose life energy, not as much as us, but yes, still. And you can have at least one type of orgasm that gives you more life energy. So you can learn to cultivate your female divine goddess energy within. Isn't that beautiful? And so I suggest starting out alone. At least that's how I did it. And then when you master it, when you know how to do it, doing it in couples can be really powerful too. So what's amazing is that the same muscles I contract for this exercise in order not to ejaculate out, but to ejaculate within and let the life energy flow through your spine up to your brain. are the same muscles that I contract when I do a breathing exercise by Dr. Joe Dispenza that I'll talk more about in another video, but it's about washing your brain with your spinal fluids and tuning into our spiritual potentials, increasing our intuition, developing our pineal gland. And I'll talk more about that in another video, but it's just amazing how these are the same muscles. So it all makes sense. It all aligns and synchronizes beautifully. And as I said, this is really powerful, guys. So just a few of the benefits that this can have is increased intuition, which I've totally felt. I started having much better intuition. Yeah, I'll talk more about that in another video too. Also mood swings, maybe if you're not really ready for it, and that could be a downside when you awaken all this energy within, but it's just a part of the process, and you just got to be conscious and don't get lost in your emotions. Just observe them and accept them and forgive yourself and let it go, and you start awakening spiritually beautifully with this power within. You also get increased, heightened, elevated sexual experiences, and you can really feel the life flow and the love even more. And another benefit is that you can put yourself in other people's shoes, so to speak. You can understand different perspectives more. And I believe that this just comes from the fact that we're all one. So when you activate this sexual energy, this life energy, in which that it's from a deeper level, with more unity, where we're all one, and that way you tune into that divine knowing, being able to see your brothers and sisters' perspectives too. That's beautiful. So I'm not saying that you should never ejaculate outwards, just not as frequently. Why waste your sexual energy that gives you life, that gives you more power, it makes you stronger, and it makes you able to go for your dreams, achieve your dreams, be better at work, working out, and being more excited and emotional, attracting love, money, whatever you want, achieving your greatest potentials. You can achieve all that so much easier if you have the divine energy and life force within you, if you have more of that. So please comment if you want about your experiences with this, if you buy the book, if you have tried this already, if you've already achieved it some other how, and there's probably a lot more information about it. And it's just crazy how this is not widespread and how this is not something that we are taught at a younger age, because it's really powerful and it all makes sense. So let's have an interesting conversation about this. I see you, brother. I see you. And I see you, sister.